Would it be like ninjas? You'll never guess how you screwed up this time. Stick around as this humble shinobi delivers a list of movies that escaped your awareness, like that girl from high school you had no idea was flirting with you. By the way, she looks like this now. However epic these titles might have been to some who saw them, overall, they were either met with middling reviews or lackluster returns at the box office. I give you 5 movies you slept on from the past decade.
Number 5.
This film is David Lowery's interpretation of the late 14th century chivalric poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. The trailers promised a spectacle for the eyes that would captivate audiences. The story centers around Sir Gawain, a reckless, stubborn nephew of King Arthur, accepting the challenge of the Green Knight. It's a warrior who is as much plan as he is man, promising everlasting glory to the one that defeats him in combat. But with one catch, upon his defeat, the victor must travel to the Green Knight's chapel and accept the same fate. Gawain defeats the mysterious adversary and enters Trek mode. Along Gawain's legendary quest, he crosses paths with many a mystic creature. On paper, the story sounds like a romp through Middle-earth, with challenges that will test the hero's strength of mind, body, and character. However, somewhere along the way, be it poor word of mouth or trailers that failed to wow, the film recouped a mere $18.5 million at the box office. Overlooked, it left the theaters with a whimper. But on streaming, it can gain a second chance to reach a new audience. It's been several years, but I recommend if you've missed it, catch up!
Number 4.
Distributed by A24, whose motto should be, "This studio don't miss," Ari Aster's unsettling horror film begins with the death of the matriarch of the Graham family. Annie, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited. Some might find Hereditary a bit too shocking with its graphic depictions of blood rage, severed heads, and burnt bodies. For horror lovers who opted to stay at home when this came out in theaters, however, it will leave you asking, how did this get past me? The movie made its money back, but $82 million at the box office is nothing to scream at. You see what I did there?
Number 3.
With streaming hits like Yellowstone, The Mayor of Kingstown, and Tulsa King, if you don't know the name Taylor Sheridan by now, you were surely concussed by the rock you now live under. Sheridan's thriller about a wildlife officer played by Jeremy Renner, haunted by tragedy due to his negligence in the past, had a less than stellar performance at the box office, but was received well by critics. He joins Elizabeth Olsen's FBI agent Jane Banner on a path to redemption as the story dives into the mysterious death of a young woman while on a Native American reservation. I'd say it was a must-see, but judging from the $45 million it received, I would have to put an asterisk next to the must.
Number 2.
Starring Nicole Kidman and Colin Farrell, the movie focuses on a charismatic surgeon forced to make an unthinkable sacrifice after his life begins to collapse in on itself. Things go a bit wonky when the relationship between him and the young man he's taken a liking to takes a dark turn. After the teenager, Martin, is introduced to the surgeon's family, they begin to fall ill, stricken by a mysterious paralysis. This psychological thriller pulls no punches, slaps, or biting, as it explores the eerie connection between the two as Martin forces the surgeon to suffer an impossible decision to make amends for past failures. I can't think of a way to lighten up a mysterious paralysis, so...
Number 1.
Acclaimed for its historical accuracy, violence, and artistry, this brutal Viking epic was overlooked by audiences. If they were like me, they couldn't figure out whether The Northman was a revenge action odyssey of a man trying to retake what was stolen from him, or it was what everybody else said, a big brutal ball of what did I just watch? This movie had Nicole Kidman, Willem Dafoe, and Alexander Skarsgård, but despite sparing no expense on talent, the return on investment would yield a mere $69 million over $90 million budget. I could care less since I wasn't getting any of it anyway. The range of reviews between audiences and critics was all over the place. Some were disappointed by less action than anticipated, despite the visceral nature and the size of the scenes. Other moviegoers were pleasantly surprised by how deep the story and historic accuracy went, never resting on the spectacle and set pieces alone. I don't even take off for historical inaccuracies. I came to be entertained, not sign up for a history crash course. You should definitely check this out and make your own decision. I promise you won't be bored whatever the outcome. Well, ninjas, that's it for now. Be sure to catch movies that look interesting whenever possible. You never know when your streaming service is gonna go all Scrooge and decide to pull down an age title to save a buck on licensing or other payouts. I'll return soon with another list of movies that might have missed you in the maelstrom. As for the next time you need your entertainment news or movie reviews, look to the shadows and bang it!